Hey everyone, I'm trying to go live on multiple platforms. Give me 1 second. Sorry for taking so long, but thanks for tuning in. All right, so I'm live on all my platforms. So, guys, it's me by myself. I hope you like my background. So, if you're watching on my Instagram pages, my underscore daily underscore Bible, or my other Instagram page, Trouble Don't Last, um, you're not able to see my background. I have an amazing background on my YouTube channel, Uplift past Crossroads. On my, if you're watching the playback on my podcast platform, Upload past Crossroads, you can see my amazing background, but you can't see it on Instagram, right? If you go to my Twitter page, Trouble Don't Last, you can see my background. If you go to my Facebook and LinkedIn page, you can see my amazing background. My Tumblr page, Trouble Don't Last No One. Those are my other social media pages. But guys, thanks for tuning in. I have a treat for you guys today, right? So you can see on my background, I have a library behind me, right? Many books, a bookshelf. I have a bookshelf with many books behind me because, guys, I'm about to hit you with a lot of knowledge, with a lot of gems, right? So this video is for the people who have ideas in your head, have thoughts in your head, and you're not doing anything with them. Like, I want to give you some motivation. I want to give you some inspiration. If you have ideas in your head and you're not doing anything with them, right? So, look, let me hit you with something real quick, guys. So, on my YouTube channel, Uplift past Crossroads, right? So, I shared my screen. I told you about my YouTube channel, right? You see that I have a lot of playlists when you go to my YouTube channel, like a ton. Like everything's real organized, right? So, obviously I got stuff that I talk when I talk about the Bible, the book of John, life verses of the day, Sunday school lessons on the book of Revelations, Revelations 21, 22, Nehemiah. Like it's real organized. So anything I've ever did is right there in your face, right? But then also, like somebody asked me before, like, what's my favorite video? Like on my YouTube channel that I want to I have to give to people. Like if I had to give you any video or tell you to watch any video on my YouTube channel, what's the one video I want you to watch? Here goes the video. The video is titled An Itch That Won't Go Away. An itch that won't go away. That's probably my number one favorite video I've ever done on YouTube and for my YouTube channel. So I'm kind of doing the same thing for this video, talking about the same thing. So with that video, just to entice you a little bit to watch it. With that video, I was talking about how how you got an itch and you got to scratch, right? And you do everything it takes to scratch that itch, right? So you know what it feels like to have your hair itching and have a part on your body itching. And you know what it feels like when you can't scratch it. Like you're doing something, but you can't scratch that nose or you can't scratch your hair. Like it's a it's an awful feeling. Like you're just like, oh my gosh, I gotta scratch it, right? And it's so satisfying when you get to scratch it. Like wherever it's itching and you scratch it, right? It feels amazing. But when you don't get to scratch it, oh, it's tormenting. That's the word I was looking for. It's very tormenting, right? And so that's how some people are with their dreams. That's how some people are when it comes to the goals and the aspirations and the things that they really want to do in this life. Like I'm gonna use another analogy with you. Like I actually talked about this with that video and with this one. So with this other video, my second ever favorite YouTube video I've ever done. It was actually a Bible study. I did this for a Bible study, right? It's crazy. I talked about how you don't need to let ideas die. Don't let ideas die. So that's something else I'm gonna be talking about in today's video. But after I talk about it, you go ahead and watch those videos as well on my YouTube channel, Upload Past Crossroads, and see have I grown at all? Like, do you like those videos more than this one? I'm pretty sure you'll like this one more just because, like, come on, like you see the background, do you see me? Like, I'm so fresh and so clean, clean. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's go ahead and get to it. So, like I was saying, don't let ideas die. Don't let ideas die. So, one of my favorite movies of all time, right? And if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen it yet, you need to watch it. Like you're way behind. You're lagging. One of my favorite movies of all time is a movie called Inside Out. A movie called Inside Out, right? This movie is phenomenal. It's a Pixar movie. Disney made it. And if you haven't seen it, this video is going to motivate you to watch it, right? So with the movie Inside Out, you got different emotions, right? They're the main characters of this movie, right? You got disgust, you got fear, you got joy, and you got sadness, and you got anger. It's different emotions that were born inside of somebody, right? Because these are the emotions that we all have in the human life, right? So they were all born in this little girl named Riley, right? So when Riley was first born, she she laid eyes on her mother and her father, and the first thing that emotion that she felt was joy. So because this was her first emotion she ever felt, obviously, um, joy would show up first, right? So any emotion could have came up first. It could have been disgust, it could have been fear, it could have been madness, but no, joy came up first, right? And so Joy, the first thing that she does when she sees this moment, right? Joy's the yellow blue character right here with the green dress, looking like Cinderella. If Cinderella was yellow, right? Looking like Cinderella on the Simpsons or something like that, right? So the first thing that Joy does is click the button, right? So there's a button, there's a motherboard that you see all the emotions always on during the whole entire movie. Like, here goes the motherboard. Motherboard's right here. And so on the motherboard, all they do is keep on clicking on the emotion, keep on clicking on emotion. So anytime anytime Riley feels joyful, Joy will hit the button and basically screenshot the memory, screenshot the moment. Right? It's so powerful, guys. I'm about to set this up. So when Joy would screenshot that moment, or disgust, or sadness, or madness, just whatever emotion Riley needed at that moment and at that time. So Riley again is the baby. It's the human being that's housing joy, madness, disgust, and fear, right? So Riley's first memory that Joy recorded when she hit that button, it went through like a little bitty, loopholes and stuff like that. So I don't know what to call it, but you gotta watch the movie, guys. So it went through a little thing to eventually go, figure out where it wanted to be placed in Riley's memory bank. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to describe. Like, I'm trying to describe it so well, but like, yeah. So Riley's first memory it just went somewhere to her long memory, went somewhere in her system in her body, right? So I'm gonna talk about that a lot, but yeah. So Riley then starts crying when she's a baby, and you see that sadness shows up, the second emotion to ever show up in Riley's body, right? So you got joy and then you got sadness, and so then sadness, tries to screenshot a moment. She tries to share a moment with Riley, but Joy's like, no, like, she doesn't need to be sad. She needs to be happy, right? So I'm gonna talk about that a lot on my YouTube channel, like the differences between joy and sadness, and how you need to utilize every single emotion, how every single emotion is important. Because Joy wanted Riley to be happy all the time, but life's not like that. You're not gonna be happy all the time. So like, it's so much scripture verses you can pull out from it. That's why I like Disney movies so much. Like, so like, you'll see this with the Inside Out movie. It's crazy, right? So you'll see like, you'll see all the emotions eventually show up inside of Riley. So you got joy, you got sadness, you got fear, you got disgust, you got anger, and they're always screenshot moments, like I said. And so yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Like, the memories, they go through a little tube thing, and they just get stored somewhere based on like how much a moment meant to Riley. That's what I was trying to say. And so you'll see that these memories eventually end up in a place called core memories. Like, yeah, so it can end up in a lot of places. So core memories was actually that first place you saw. I'm gonna share my screen again so you can see it. Core memories are really cool. So let me share this part. All right, so these are the core memories right here. So core memories are, I'm gonna get to my notes. So core memories are memories that come from a super important time in a person's life. And so core memories are also the most important memories that anybody could have. So these core memories, so what you see right here, like these memories right here, these are the most important memories to this person. So Riley, that's the main character, that joy, madness, sadness, and disgust are housed in, right? And so each memory powers a different aspect of Riley's personality. So core memories powers the islands. So that's what I was trying to say. Like, you see that the core memories eventually go somewhere. Like, yeah, this was the photo I was looking for. Like, once a core memory is made, the core memories powers the islands that's outside the headquarters where joy, sadness, madness, and disgust are housed at and live at, right? So once these memories, go to where it's going to, so this is the headquarters right here in the Riley's head, right? And then her memories just shoot out and go everywhere, right? And it's really cool, like just the way they did this movie, because this is how our memories are. So this video is gonna be so powerful. I have to describe all this so that you can see where I'm going, right? So you gotta watch the movie, man. You have to, like, after this video. Like, I pray that this video motivates you to watch it, and you get even more revelation from God and stuff after watching the movie yourself and after watching this video. Like, so yeah, you'll see that the islands, you'll see that once the core memories like shoot out a memory, it goes to long-term memory, right? If the memory is not that valuable, if it's not that important. And so then it starts making islands, right? And the islands are the most powerful part in the movie too, right? So the islands are a person's personality. So it's what makes Riley Riley. So the main character, the baby you saw, she eventually gets older, right? In the movie, obviously. And so yeah, so the islands are Riley's personality. So you got different kind of islands. She had different kind of islands. So it's the most important parts of her again. Is what makes Riley Riley. It is what makes you these islands. So the islands of personalities. That's what they're called. So Riley's Islands is Hockey Mountain. So we see Hockey Mountain right here. We see Friendship Mountain. Can't remember which one's Friendship Mountain. And then you see Goofy Mountain. I know that's Goofy Mountain. Then you got Honesty Mountain. I don't remember which one's Honesty Mountain. Then you got Family Mountain, Family Island, right? I mean, I said mountain, I meant island. So Family Island, Honesty Island, Goofball Island, Friendship Island, Hockey Island. So memories get sent to flow to these islands that makes your personality. So these are the long term memories again, right? So these are memories being stored. And so that's something else I want to say to you. One time my dad said to me, like, when you read, like, you know how you guys were in school before, let's be real. All right. So when you're studying for a test, right? Let's say if you had to take the hardest test you ever took in your school years right now, right? Would you pass that test? And I mean, it was a test that you passed, but it was hard, right? So would you pass the test right now if you took it? No, because like when you study something the night before, not even the night before. When you study something before you take a test, it's fresh on your mind, right? But the longer you let time go by, you only remember certain aspects of it. You don't remember the whole thing, and then sometimes you just forget everything that you studied, right? If it's not fresh on your mind. So that's what this movie's also talking about. Like, it's talking about like long-term memories, like the memories that you have. Like, what are you doing with them? And I'm saying memories, but my focus for this video is just talking about ideas, the ideas that you have in your head. So these memories that Riley had in the movie Inside Out come from headquarters, again, with joy, madness, sadness, disgust, and fear. So long-term memories, let me talk about that. Like, you saw how on the islands, like there's many different islands, right? So if you watch the movie, you'll see that eventually Riley gets even more islands as she gets older. So who knows how many islands you have, right? If you're like 50 or 90, right? If you're 35, whatever age you're at, like you're gonna have a lot of stuff that makes you you, a lot of mountain islands inside your brain that makes your personality, right? So you're not gonna just have Hockey Mountain, Honesty Mountain, Friendship Mountain, Family Mountain. You're not gonna just have that because there's so much stuff that makes you you, right? So yeah, that's what I was trying to go to right here. So you see this, so you see the islands like I was showing you. So you'll see later on in the movie, you'll see all these like this. It's like a maze. Like you see like a maze thing behind the islands, and it's it's so crazy. Like it's an endless maze, right? So yeah, let me see where that's at. Yeah, it's called long-term memories. Yeah, that's what it's called. So this amazing thing, you'll see what it really looks like when joy and sadness get stuck there. So I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Just watch the movie when they get stuck there, right? So it looks like this when you're really there at the long-term memory maze. So that's what we'll call it. But it looks like this if you're looking at it from afar, right? So it looks like a huge place, right? And so that's where the long-term memories go to. And so it's an endless place of corners and shelves. and it's where uh, all of Riley's normal memories are stored, right? But then this is the most powerful part, and this part is what I want to talk about today. All right, this. So when you don't do anything with the ideas in your head, when you don't do anything with the memories in your head, what happens to them? Like when you don't do anything with the stuff that you study for, the stuff that you used to do that you don't do anymore, what happens, right? So you'll see that eventually in the movie, when Riley and Sadness were lost or whatever, they try to walk on this like little tightrope looking thing right here. Like, am I still sharing my screen? Yeah, they try to walk on this little tightrope looking thing you see right here. And so when they were walking on it, you could see that it was a long way down to something, right? And this is the most powerful part of the movie to me. This is what touched me the most. So they're walking across this little tightrope thing, and Joy's almost falling down. And they're walking across a place called the memory dump, memory dump, right? And it's also a place called the place of forgotten memories. So, like, if Joy and Sadness fall into this pit, right, into this endless place, right? They'll be forgotten forever. That's what they're told by the memory police. Like you'll see, like the memory police are going down Riley's memories and her long-term memory, right? And any memory that's in gray or black, especially, like those memories are memories that Riley don't care about. Riley has disregarded. She doesn't do anything with them, right? So these memory police are like, well, it's occupying space that can be used for other memories. It could be used for something else. So we need to create space, so let's get rid of it. That's how our brains work, right? So yeah, so when Riley does not care about memory, doesn't do anything with a memory, it has nothing to do with her. It doesn't. The memory doesn't have anything to do with her personality, with her islands, right? So it's no use to her, right? So it fades. So it's eventually gonna fade anyway. So they just get rid of it, right? And so the memory police get rid of any long-term memories that Riley don't really care for, and or use, think about, concerns herself with, etc. So a good example, like the memory police are hilarious, man. Like, um, yeah, this guy was a guy and then this was a girl. And so when uh, they were talking about like which memories is what, so they can look at it and tell what memories what. So Riley, for example, for one of these like grayed out or black memories, like she had memorized the presidents of the United States or something like that. And so she knew Washington, Lincoln, and then it said a fat one. So I still don't know which fat president they were talking about, but because they were all grayed out on black, the memory police, the woman said, forget it, just disregard it, put it in the memory dump. And so then, another one was names of the Barbies that Riley had memorized, but then the memory police said, get rid of that one. It's fading away. It's gray. It's black. And then another memory was phone numbers that she had memorized, but she had all of them in her phone. So it wasn't important for her to have it memorized. So they said disregard that as well. And so then piano lessons. Riley had 4 years of piano lessons. And then the memory police, the woman, she said, forget it. Like, and so she's sucked it up. They sucked it up, that memory, and then it went down this memory dump thing. And so then you can see like the balls just go down this endless dark place, and it's the place of forgotten memories. All right. So I say all that to say this: like, this is so powerful. It's my favorite part of the movie. Right. You know what? I'm not even gonna stop there. Let me really explain the movie so I can tear this up. Because when I go start tearing it up, I want you guys to really see it too. All right. So yeah, so then also there's the recall tube. So you'll see, like, long story short, somehow, some way, Joy gets stuck in the recall tube. So sometimes you can recall a memory, right? You can always remember something. So it goes back to headquarters where Riley, Joy, and disgust and fear is, and madness is. But like, if you don't do anything with the memory, obviously it can't be recalled, right? So you'll see eventually, like, Joy tries to get in the recall tube, to get back to headquarters, but then it collapses, right? And then she eventually starts falling down to the endless pit of the memory tube, right? I mean, into the memory dump, the place of forgotten memories, right? And so eventually, when she gets down to the very bottom, she can see all the faded memories, all of all of the memories that Riley disregarded. And so these memories eventually fade away, right? And so you'll see like Riley had an imaginary friend at one point, and this imaginary friend was helping Sadness and Joy to get back to headquarters. But because he got to the place of forgotten memories in the memory dump, he eventually fades away too, right? And so, what's the whole point of everything I said, right? What's the whole point? All right, so I'm gonna use a great example. A lot of them. I've done this many times on my YouTube channel, but this is like my goal is to be a motivational speaker, like eventually, inspirational speaker, whatever you want to call it. Especially when I preach, I just hope I come off as motivational. So let me hit you with some motivation today, guys. So I'm gonna leave you guys with a quote. You are what you do. You're not what you are not what you say you will do, right? You are what you do. You are not what you say you'll do, right? I want everybody to know that. So I'm gonna ask everybody a question. If you had only 6 months to live, what would you do differently with your life? If you only had 6 months to live, what would you do differently with your life? Right? So you are probably inundated with a great ideas every single day. You probably get them in the shower as you're driving, while you're on the toilet, while you're sweating on the treadmill. We get ideas at any time, really. Best times I get it's in the shower. Like that's when it just floods. So I just can't wait until I can just speak to my phone, text me this, or tell Siri to write this down for me so I can start, write down all my great ideas. But here goes a question for you guys too. But how many of those great ideas do you put into action and see through to fruition? Mm. So there's a motivational speaker named Les Brown. He once said this quote. He said, will imagine if you were being on your deathbed. Yeah, imagine if you will being on your deathbed and standing around your bed, the ghosts of your ideas, the dreams, the abilities, the talents given to you by life. And that you, for whatever reason, you never acted on these ideas, on those ideas. You never pursued that dream. You never used those talents. We never saw your leadership. You never used your voice. You never wrote that book. And there they are standing around your bed looking at you with the large, angry eyes saying, who came to you? We came to you, and only you could have given us life. Now we must die with you forever. The question is, if you die today, what ideas, what dreams, what abilities, what talents, what gifts would die with you, right? And so some other motivational speakers said this. They said that the graveyard, so going to a graveyard, just go to a graveyard when you get some time. Look at the tombs, look at the graves. And they said that the graveyard is the most richest place in the whole entire world. The graveyard, right? Why is it the richest place on earth? Because there's so many books that could have been written there. There's so many movies that could have been made there. There's so many uh, the cure cancer is probably there. Like all the answers to life problems are probably at the grave, at a grave, in the graveyard. So, guys, I want to hit you guys with something real powerful. Like, think about all the slaves that didn't have opportunities to like do anything, right? Don't just think about the slaves. Think about all the Jews, like with the Holocaust. Like, think about all the suffering that they went through. Like, and how long was it for? And then on top of that, like, how many of them didn't like they died and didn't get to like share to the world like their gifts and abilities and their ideas that they had, right? And so, are you going to be a statistic as well? Are you going to go to your grave and die and not ever share the ideas, the dreams, the things that God wanted you to share with the world? Are you going to die like that? You're just going to die with all that talent, all those dreams, all those aspirations. You're not going to do anything with it. All right. So I'm gonna give you guys an example. What if Steve Jobs had never moved forward on the iPod? What if Henry Ford never invested in the assembly line? And what if John Adams and Thomas Jefferson quit before writing the Declaration of Independence? What world-changing, business revolutionizing, and life impacting idea have you set aside because you just don't have time? You ain't gonna live forever, guys. You don't have all day to implement these ideas. God didn't give you ideas for nothing. He didn't give you dreams for nothing. He didn't give you aspirations for nothing. And some of us are living as if we got all the time in the world to do it. But guys, you only live once. Life is short. So when you have ideas, give your ideas some legs and do something. Bring ideas to life. Turn ideas into reality. Transform ideas into reality again. So like, let me say some stuff to you real quick, guys. It's better to die for an idea that will live than to live for an idea that will die. So implement ideas as soon as possible. Otherwise, ideas fade. So going back to the inside out analogy, guys, that was my favorite part of the Inside Out movie. I don't know about you, but my favorite part of the Inside Out movie was how memories can fade. You can, when you don't do anything with the ideas that God's giving you, you know what's going to happen? Only more ideas will come to you. Did you guys see how huge, how many ideas there were? Let me go back to Inside Out real quick. When you watch the movie Inside Out, you see every single countless day a lot of ideas come to Riley. And sometimes a screenshot's made by madness, sometimes a screenshot made by disgust, sometimes a screenshot is taken by fear or by sadness. But every single day you get that, right? So eventually you forget what happened to you when you're 5. You forget what happened to you when you're 2. You forget what happened to you all the time. Like you only remember what's happening to you right now, technically. You know, because you just lived through yesterday. You're not going to remember what happened to you as a baby, right? And that's one thing I figured out. Like when I was 9, I remember stuff in memories that I had when I was, about 2 or 3. But now I don't remember anything from when I was 2 or 3. Like nothing, but just one thing, maybe 2. And then on top of that, yeah, at 30, I remember stuff when I was 18, but I don't remember everything like I remembered then when I was 18. You guys see what I'm saying? So, guys, what are you doing with the memories that you have? What are you doing with the ideas that you have? If you're not going to do anything with those ideas that you have, it's going to end up in the place of forgotten memories, the place of forgotten dreams. It's going, and that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say like ideas going to come at you constantly, every single day. Dreams, aspirations, just things that you want to try to do, right? And if you don't do anything with them, eventually you'll just get more and more and more. And then you'll just forget about the ones that God first gave you. And then you won't do anything with them. What a sad life. That is just sad. And is that your life story? Like, guys, I've been trying my best. Like, anytime I have an idea, this is an idea I had, right? The background with the library. That was that was something that somebody suggested, but like it goes with my personality, right? So I had to implement it, right? Like me doing this video, like on Inside Out. Like, guys, I have 59 slides on this just to talk about this topic. Like, it took work, it took time. It wasn't easy just to implement and do, right? So like I had to come up with ammunition for you guys. Like, I got a lot of quotes. I got a lot of stuff to talk about with you, to share, to motivate you, to not waste the ideas that you have. So the title of today's video, I should have said this at the beginning of the video. The title of today's video is "Do Something with That Idea Before It's Too Late." Right? You are not what you do. No, you are what you do. You are not what you say that you'll do. Right? You are what you do. You are not what you say you will do. And so many people define themselves by their dreams, by their ideas. Like they just talk a good game, but they don't walk nothing. They say what they're gonna do, but they don't never do nothing. Right? So be a doer of the word. That's what the Bible says, not just a hearer, right? So you have a good idea. You read the word, or you have the knowledge, but what are you doing with the knowledge? Are you applying it? Did you implement it? Because guys, like Jesus said, you should know them by their fruit. So if you really had an idea, you would have did something with it, right? Oh, we're about to preach, man. So to think too long about doing a thing often becomes its undoing. Some people are just thinking. They just thinking, wishing, talking, And that defines me. Because guys, if you watch my YouTube channel, you'll see what my dream is. I'm nowhere near my dream, but I am implementing a lot of things, a lot of ideas to get to my dream, right? It takes the small steps to get to the big steps, right? It takes the little improvements, the little steps, the journey. It takes that to get to the mountaintop, right? You got to be faithful with little to be faithful with much, right? So if you're not doing things with the ideas that God's giving you now, why the freak would you do anything with the big opportunities and the big thing? Why would he give that to you? He wouldn't. Because you're not faithful with the little things. You're not faithful. And that's another series I'm going through, guys. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. So to think too long about doing a thing often becomes its undoing. You think God's going to give you more thoughts? If you ain't utilizing and doing anything with the thoughts that he's already given you, you are sadly mistaken. Jesus even said that before. He said, like, if you're not faithful with what I've given you, even the little that you have will be taken from you. So those ideas that you have that you ain't done nothing with, those ideas that are life-changing, that can change somebody else's world, that the world needs, and you ain't doing anything with it. Let me tell you something wise. Everybody has ideas. Most people have the same ideas, right? You're not original. Ideas originate from other ideas, right? So it comes from someone else, something or someone else. The only difference is application, execution. All right, let me preach real quick. Let me use some analogies. All right, I'm gonna use some analogies. But before I go there, just let me stay on task. All right, I'm going all over. I'm really woosah. All right, let me finish saying some of my points. So when you have an idea that you just can't stop thinking about, so do you have an idea you can't just stop thinking about, right? When you have an idea you can't just stop thinking about, that's probably a good one to pursue, and that's probably a good one to implement. So what is that idea for you, right? So ideas shape the course of history. Everything that we have now started off as an idea. You know, flying. Oh my gosh, did you know flying was taboo and people thought it was impossible? Like flying, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. Look at us. Look at us. Even with cell phones, did y'all know people thought cell phones were stupid, like telephones? Did you know people thought cars were stupid and out of this world and impossible? And we got freaking cars. They thought it was more feasible to ride a horse than to have a car. And let me really blow your mind. You know, we in the 21st century. Let me educate y'all real quick and catch you guys up. You know, I'm a computer science major, basically a software developer. I test what developers do. I'm a QA analyst. I just got to let go from my job, so I got to look for another job. So you want to bless me with a tithes and offering or donation for my ministry, there you can donate to my PayPal, Cash App. It'll be in the description of this video. But like I was trying to say, yeah, guys, this is the 21st century. If you're not invested in Tesla, you might want to go ahead and invest in the Tesla stock. This is not financial advice, by the way. Tesla, I talk about all the time on my YouTube channel. I could have had a mansion that Tesla built if I just would have invested in it in 2016. I knew Tesla would be at where it is today in 2016 when it was at $40, right? So, what am I trying to say? Tesla, guys, some people think it's not feasible to have self-driving cars, right? Some people think it's not feasible for Ubers and taxis and Lyfts, like for those people not to have a job anymore, and for the Lyfts and taxis and Ubers, all that stuff, for those to be self-driving cars, right? We're in the artificial intelligence era, guys. A lot of jobs that we have now will be robotic jobs. And you can talk to the people who work at the mechanic shop, not the mechanic shop, you know what I'm trying to say, the assembly line for General Motors, for Ford, and all those car companies. Those are robots now and not human beings. So, guys, it's coming a time where robots are going to do a lot of the work that human beings do. I mean, come on. You hear already on the automated system when you call all these companies and freaking you got to go through a dumb automated system. Hit a 1, hit a 2 if you kind of go to this person. And then it's a loop. And you're feeling my pain. You guys know. All right, don't act like you don't know. Guys, we live in the 21st century. Most jobs will be robotic jobs really soon. So if you're not in a good job, I would advise you to be in a really good one that that your job can't be taken away from you. Like it needs a human being, right? So that's the age we're living in. So Tesla stock, guys, is about to have Tesla's about to take over mailboxes too. Like, why would we need a mail person who's just gonna throw away, who's gonna throw down our mail, that's delegate mail, give us attitude, open up our mail potentially when a robot can do it, right? So this is the 21st century, guys. You see what I'm saying? So like this is an idea that somebody had, and it's coming. Some people think it's stupid. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, virtual reality, right? So, like, it sounds stupid, right? But it's not when you understand it and you know where the world's going. People thought airplanes were stupid. People thought flying was stupid. People thought, cars were stupid. Everything was stupid at one point that was an idea. But now look at us. People even thought basketball was stupid. Like, come on, guys. Just because some people think it's stupid don't mean everybody thinks it's stupid. So, guys, we don't make progress by standing on the sidelines, whimpering and complaining, right? We make progress by implementing ideas. So just you talking a good game saying, like, this is my dream, this is my aspiration, I wish for this in my life. Just wishing don't get you there. It takes action. It takes execution. So idleness is kryptonite to your potential and death to your purpose, right? Idleness is kryptonite to your potential and death to your purpose. So execution is all that matters in determining value. Your ideas have no value and have no worth. Execution does. So execution creates value. It is in execution that value is created, right? And I'm gonna use an analogy with you guys. Two examples. So when Google started a search engine, the idea to create a search engine wasn't even original. It wasn't even new. Like there were many search engines that preceded Google, including OpenText, Magellan, I think, InfoSeek, and Snap. So I'm not that old. I don't remember the search engines, but I was around in that time period. I was just 5 or 6, so I was just young. I was born in '92. So like, what was different with Google than other search engine companies was the way the founders envisioned search, their competencies, and ultimately their code, right? So the idea for Google wasn't valuable, right? Search engines, it wasn't valuable at that time because it was like everybody was doing it, right? But the execution of Google was, and it still remains so. Like, do you use Ping to Google? Do you use Yahoo to Google? Like, do you use those search engines? No, we even call it Google. Like, you see what I did? Google is the search engine. It's number one. So even that's just with Google, right? Let me use another example. You got the UFC, right? So the Ultimate Fighting Championship League was created by Semaphore Entertainment Group in 1993. It went almost bankrupt, guys. And years later, two casino moguls, Frank and Lorenzo Ferretta, along with Dana White, so I know that name, the current UFC president, bought out the struggling business. So less than a decade later, the UFC was valued at approximately $1 billion. So one company was once worth nothing and later worth $1 million, right? And it's because the idea for mixed martial arts, a mixed martial arts league, was nothing, was worth nothing. It was the execution that created the value for the UFC. Execution is key, guys. So there's no shortage of remarkable ideas. Everybody has ideas. The dead had a lot of ideas, right? But what's missing is the will to execute them, right? So ideas are easy. They come easy, but implementation, that's the key. Implementation is hard. So if you have an idea, put it into practice. Don't just leave it as an idea. So let me hit you guys with some more points I got for you. So if it's still on your mind, it's worth taking a risk. It's worth taking a shot at it. If you can't get an idea off your mind, then it's time to implement it. So take a risk and work until you get it. And so I'm gonna ask everybody a question again. Do you have an idea? You need to make it happen. If it's not about having ideas, it's about making ideas happen. So make ideas happen. You don't get paid to have ideas. You get paid for making those ideas happen, right? And so let me show you guys a cool picture I made. I may post this, I don't know. So this is a photo I actually made. So ideas minus implementation is worthless. This was one of the points I made earlier, but I want to hit you guys with all of my major stuff I got to say on it, right? So implementation minus implementation is worthless. So your ideas have no value in and of themselves, like we've been talking about. Ideas are useless unless they are used. So ideas are crap without execution. So any idea is pointless until it is implemented. Any idea is only as good as its implementation. So ideas are worthless until you get them out of your head to see what they can do. Your ideas have to have have legs put on it, like I said earlier. So you can have a brilliant idea, but if you can't get them across, your ideas won't get you anywhere. So there's no lack of ideas, just lack of implementation. Like I said earlier, it is much more worthwhile to implement only one bright idea than collecting 1,000 of them. So ideas are a dime a dozen. People who implement them are priceless. They're valuable. Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, right? Steve Jobs. Like, there's so many people who implemented an idea. James Naismith, person who created the basketball. So many ideas, guys. So many great ideas are not unique. They only become unique when the men who have the wherewithal actually implement them together. So don't just get excited about your ideas. You still got to execute them. That's the key. The value of an idea just lies in using it, start implementing your dreams. So ideas have little value. The real value comes from execution. That's what counts the most. Implementation is what, uh, yeah, implementation is what counts the most. So a good idea is only 10%. Implementation and hard work is the rest. Like it's 90%. So yeah, that I love that one. So no idea, no matter how good, will work if it doesn't get used. So when you're inspired by a lot of ideas that seem overwhelming to implement, stop complaining. Say a little prayer. Ask God for direction and help. And rather get on to focusing all your energies towards implementing them in the best way you can. So the truth is that there are so many people out there waiting, wishing, praying, and hoping for inspiration and ideas to dawn upon them. And here you are complaining that you don't know what to do with them. Like, what are you talking about? Get over holding on to your ideas and get out there and do something with them. Like, what good is an idea if you don't do anything with them? Like, are you kidding me? Like, you want a totally different life, right? And one series I'm about to go through on my YouTube channel is talking about what's in your hand. What's in your hand? God has already given you the victory that you're asking for. God has already given you the breakthrough that you've been looking for in your life. God has already placed in your hand, in your life, right now, what you need to get to the next level. But are you utilizing what's in your hand, Moses? Are you utilizing what God has already given you? And if you haven't been utilizing what God is giving you right now, why the freak would God give you more? Give you what you've been asking for. If you can't even be faithful and be a good steward with what he's giving you now, God ain't dumb. You kidding me? So what gives an idea if it remains an idea? What have you done with your ideas? Right? You got to try. You got to experiment. You got to iterate. You got to fail. You got to try again. You got to change the world. Right? That's the way you do it. That's the game, guys. So don't waste your ideas. You got to develop them. Right? Every improvement or innovation begins with an idea, but an idea is only a possibility, a small beginning that must be nurtured. It must be developed. It must be engineered. Your ideas must be tinkered with. It must be championed, mastered, tested, implemented, and checked, right? Continually verified, right? So ideas have no value until you start implementing them. That's how you can see how feasible it really is. Like if you really want to do it, if it's a good idea, right? To get to your breakthrough, you know how many tests they had to, do just to make the first airplane, right? There's a lot of tests just to make the first light bulb. A lot, a lot of failure, a lot of experimenting, a lot of trying again to change the world and give the world light. Come on, man. You must make sure that ideas are manifested, converted, and implemented into the real world. This is why we're alive, guys. Like ideas are like seeds. You gotta plant them, right? Plant seeds all over the world, right? So good seeds, right? So ideas need love, they need attention, they need feeding, they need good roots to thrive, right? That's how you know ideas are like seeds. They need good roots to thrive. And even then, some won't work, right? So not every idea is a guarantee to happen. Like maybe we'll never find a cure for cancer because God doesn't want that. I don't know. Maybe we'll never get to see all of space. I highly doubt it. we only discovered 92 we only discovered we haven't discovered 92 to 95% of space, guys. I already told you that before. We haven't discovered 80 to 85% of the sea. Like, are we meant as human beings to figure that out? Like, there's just some stuff we're not going to know in this lifetime. We'll know in the next lifetime because God doesn't want us to know, right? But with the ideas that you have right now, what are you doing with them? Are you hoarding your gifts and abilities that God wants you to use to change the world, baby? To bring down heaven here on earth. Come on, guys. You know how to be the salt and light of the world. That's how you be the salt and light of the world. Use your daggum ideas, man. So if you are not implementing ideas, it's likely because you don't have an existing system or structure for take for taking an idea. Let me somebody commented and threw me off. All right. So if you are not implementing ideas, it is likely because you don't have an existing system or structure for taking an idea, developing that idea into a plan of action, and then implementing that plan. So the seed of the idea floats around for a while, but doesn't find the fertile ground to settle into and begin to grow. So guys, you gotta make sure you put your ideas in the right places. You gotta make sure you don't bite off more than you can chew. You gotta make sure with your ideas you're being smart with them, right? Because some ideas aren't meant to be implemented yet. Like this, my biggest dream and my biggest purpose here on this earth, I'm not ready to do yet because that idea is not ready to be implemented because there's so many other ideas that have to be done to get to that point. So I have to be faithful with little in order to enjoy much, in order to be entrusted with much, right? And maybe that's the same thing for you. But your ideas won't make just your ideas alone, they won't make you wealthy or famous. Like sometimes you can get away. Some people have like given ideas to somebody else and they get paid and get like a patent on it or something like that for ideas. But like your ideas alone, most people won't make you famous or wealthy. It's the hard work, it's honing your craft, it's mastering those ideas and developing them to get even more ideas. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. When you implement ideas and you keep on working that idea, you get even more ideas to improve on the idea you originally had to get to the place where God wants you to be. So same thing with me, guys. Like with YouTube, like I didn't always have this background. Like I wasn't always able to share my screen and really cool and then I didn't always have all these followers. Like I have a lot more followers than what I started off with. Like back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me, right? So like, yeah. And then I'm about to be a preacher too. So like, it's just a lot of stuff, guys. Like, but all that happens when you implement ideas. Implement the ideas that God has given you. Be faithful with the ideas that God has given you. I'm like, let me stop talking. So having ideas doesn't make you smart or successful, right? Some people think they're a genius just because they think they have the cure for cancer, but do you really? Like, let me see you do it, right? Show it to the world. Share it. Prove it, right? Share it with everybody so everybody can have it. Like, be rich, be famous, right? So having ideas doesn't make you smart or successful, but knowing the art of how to implement that idea effectively definitely proves your smartness and creativity, right? So when ideas are implemented, they take the shape of success, right? Otherwise, a thinker is just a thinker. A thinker is just a daydreamer. So, guys, are you a daydreamer or are you an implementer, right? Are you a thinker or are you a tinker? I'm just kidding. You guys see what I'm saying? Like, what are you? Are you a wisher or do you take action and you execute, right? Are you faithful with little or are you unfaithful with even the little that you have? Right? So what are you doing? Are you being a good steward with the ideas that God is giving you? This is the video, guys. Do something with that idea before it's too late. That's the title of today's video, right? So don't waste a good idea or allow it to die inside of you. One idea can bring you to the top and make your day and spark chains of success in everybody's lives, in your life. So it ends up being a chain reaction. So guys, like your ideas, man, like they flow together, right? So if you take one idea and you make that one idea your life, then ideas will flow of doing the work, right? So the more ideas you implement, the more ideas will come your way. That's my testimony with just my social media pages. Like I'm nowhere near what my social media pages will be. Like the day I start doing a minute videos, even like 10-second videos, 30 seconds, the day I do that and I post those videos as much as I post now. So I'll just go to my Instagram page, for example, right? I want you guys to follow me on Instagram. I got 2 Instagram pages. I got more than 2, but these are the 2 main ones. I got troubledontlast, and my other one is my_day_Bible. Let me go ahead and go to it for you. Because some of you guys don't know what underscore is. I know some people are older, right? So this is for the older folks in the back, right? I got you. I got your back. So my other Instagram page is my_daily_Bible. This is what an underscore is, just an underscore. All right. So yeah, so I feel like I have the best social media pages ever, by the way, right? So I work really hard on them. I post way too much, if anything. So you'll see like on my Instagram page alone, right? I post a lot of quotes, a lot of Bible verses. I teach the Bible a lot. Like, like I do videos like this. I'm real creative. Like, so just with this alone, guys, like it didn't just start off like this. You can see the change if you go all the way down to the bottom of my photos, which is a lot. Like, how many photos do I have? I got like 3,000 or something. On Instagram alone, yeah, dang, 3,751. So like, yeah, guys, like basically what I'm trying to say is I wasn't always like this. Like I evolved to this, but this is nothing, right? Like this is just a beginning. There's still improvements that need to be made. There's still ideas that I have that I need to do with my social media pages, and if I don't implement them, my pages will never get to the places where God intended them to be. If I don't do anything with the ideas that He's given me, so ideas are like antennas of your mind. If you put it in the right position, then it will make your thoughts clear and distinctive. So some of you guys, you have ideas and you think the idea is stupid because you ain't done nothing with it, right? You have to do something with that idea to see clearly, to see better, to see distinctly. I love that word. Like, so you could position your idea in the right places and position your ideas in the right way so they can get you to the right places that God wants you to be. Like for my social media pages, guys, like let me tell you the game of social media. Social media is powerful. It's a tool to brand yourself, right? You got to market yourself. Whatever your profession is, whatever you do for a living, like if you want more clients, you want more business, you better utilize social media. Like for me, I'm a preacher, I'm a teacher, I'm a motivational speaker. So what am I going to do? I need to talk, right? I wait for engagements in the big places and until I'm like on Eric Thomas level or Tony Evans level or Stephen Furtick's level or Joel Osteen's level. Like, do I wait until that happens or do I just be faithful now with where I'm at and do what I'm gonna be doing in the future just now in the little areas in my little bitty room at my parents' house at 30 years old? Do I wait to talk? No, I need to talk now. I need to implement ideas now so I can get better. So I can so my ideas can be defined and refined and perfected so that when I get to those higher levels, then I mean, I'm refined, like through the fire. So like, I should be more perfect than what I started off as, right? I should get better. So guys, that's the power of ideas flowing. So guys, is your ideas flowing? Because they can't flow if you don't do anything with it. Let me show you guys another picture. I want to make my screen bigger, but I'm just scared like you won't be able to. I just have a feeling that the presentation is gonna shut down on me. But God, I'm gonna trust you, God. I'm gonna trust you. Will it shut down on me? Let's see. Let's see if God does it. Come on. Help my doubt, God. Yes, Lord. It worked. All right. So here goes an amazing picture, guys. All right. So don't worry about all the writing on here. Just look at this part. So first you learn something, right? And then what do you do when you learn something, right? You take notes. Those notes can lead to ideas. Those ideas, so let's go back to learning something could be just an idea. So let's just talk about learning something turns into an idea, right? You need to write down those ideas. You need to write down those goals. You need to write down those aspirations that God puts on your heart, right? So take notes of them. Then implement them. Do something with them. So there's so many sermon ideas that come to my head now, right? Like I'm at a point now, guys, that like I dream about sermons. It's so weird. Like I just dream and God gives me a sermon. He gives me something to preach about, talk about, and I write it down. Or he give me a dream. Like I feel like Joseph, guys, because I can interpret dreams. So if you have a dream, please tell me what your dream is. Please. Like I want to do videos with you on your dreams because I love dreams. And I want to animate them eventually, which is my dream, guys. Right. So, but like let's go back to that. So yeah, God, he's basically he just gives me dreams of sermons he wants me to preach, or he gives me a dream and it's an animation he wants me to make, or he gives me a dream and it explains my life and what I need to apply. It's really cool. Like I always prayed for to like have that happen, and now it's happening, guys. So the thing is, I gotta do something with those dreams, guys. Like this, so like it's coming. I'm about to share you guys the first ever dream he gave me. That's an animation. I just gotta draw it out and then share it with you before I do any 2D animation to or 3D animation. So that would definitely be our first animation with my animation company. Like, but I had to write it down, right? Now, what do you do after you write it down? You implement the idea. So with the sermons I get, obviously I could do something with that now. I don't have to wait. So like I implement the ideas, the sermon, right? And then I review the results. So guys, this is an example. This video right now, like, does the idea suck? No. Does the implementation suck? Maybe. Like, does the video suck? It could it be better? Yeah, sure. But is it gonna be perfect? No. Like, why are you looking for perfection? You get perfect, you master your craft, you develop your craft completely when you do something with your craft, right? You got to do something with it. So, guys, why y'all waiting to do anything with those ideas? You got to do something with them. Just waiting is costing you, it's costing others, it's costing breakthrough, it's costing miracles, it's costing God from working because you're not doing anything. So, guys, go back to the very beginning of my video. I asked everybody, what's the richest place on earth? It's the graveyard. Think about how many people have died and not shared with the world everything that God wanted them to share. Like, yes, is God's will perfect? Is God's plan perfect? Yes. But I'm saying, like, with the ideas, like what they could have gave to the world, like your fullest and highest potential and everything you had to offer to this world. Did you give it everything you had? That's this life. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what every believer should be trying to do. Every Christian, implement the ideas. Don't waste something, do something with that idea before it's too late. That's the title of today's video. Do something with it, right? So let me go back to that photo. Oh, I'm sweating because I'm into this, man. So guys, you have an idea, you take notes, you implement ideas, you review the results, and then you repeat it, right? That's basically what I was saying. That's a visual. You repeat it. You keep on doing it. You keep on getting better with that idea. Then it leads to other ideas to get even better with that idea. And then it leads to you having iPhones and having Apple. Apple is going to be a company that's going to be around for the next 200 years. It ain't going nowhere. Like Facebook, it's not going nowhere, right? So, yeah, guys, you see what I'm saying, man. You can do that with your idea, right? Like we were saying, or you could do this. Keep on doing this. You have a good memory, so you have a great idea. You forget about it. Wasted effort, and it doesn't even. You just repeat it. You just keep on doing it, but it ends there. It doesn't even say you repeat it, right? Because that idea dies, right? So, guys, are you allowing the ideas that God has given you to die, or are you doing something with them, man? Man, this life is hard, guys. So ideas don't come easy. I mean, ideas come easy, but doing something with those ideas is hard. So choose your heart, man. Like, are you gonna do anything with it? So your idea already exists in some form. That's what I was trying to say at the very beginning of the video. Your idea already exists in some form. Most ideas are an improvement or a different take on an existing idea. So additionally, regardless of which components of your idea are actually new, there are probably many others that have thought of it as well. So the only difference is doing something with it, taking action. And some people have already taken action on that. You have competition with your idea. So what makes you different? Like some people are a chef on this call, right? On this YouTube video, wherever you're watching on Facebook video, whatever. Like, so everybody has competition. So like some people are a chef or cook, right? So how many people are chefs and cooks? You have a lot of competition on the Food Network even, right? So for me too, like we're preaching, like teaching the Bible, how much like it's not competition, but like to get people's attention, to do this for a living, like come on guys, let's be realistic, right? So like what makes me doing what I do different than Joel Osteen, different than Stephen Furtick, different than John Piper, different than John MacArthur? Like how are people gonna listen to me so that I can supply for my family, right? So yeah, guys, you got to ask yourself these questions so that you can master your craft and get better, be the best, right? Some people think being the best is a sin. Like, no, like, how great do you want to be? Like, for me, guys, I'm trying to be the greatest. I'm trying to be the baddest. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying to be the greatest preacher ever. I'm gonna be second to Jesus. I can't beat Jesus. And I'm not trying to beat Jesus, but I am trying to be like Jesus in this world. And I just want to expand his kingdom so much. Save soul. I'm not gonna save souls, but Christ saves souls through my ministry, through my mission, through my purpose, through my animations, through my sermons, through all that stuff, my books, stuff like that. That like, man, like so many lives are changed, transformed, and they just so many people, billions, quadrillions, gazillions of people come to Christ just from me being faithful with the little that I had or the much that I have, whatever I can do, right? So, guys, are you doing something with that idea before it's too late? Because, guys, let me throw something else at you, too. You're going to die eventually. When are you going to die? What's the exact date? What's the exact time? What's the exact hour? It could be tomorrow. Did you squeeze out everything you could in this life? Did you pour out everything? Pour it out. Did you pour out everything out of your bucket that you had to offer everybody in this life? Because guys, I'm real competitive. I'm sorry. I'm just different. I'm built different, right? Like, I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, I'm just built different, guys. Like, I just don't want to waste my life. And I don't want you to waste yours either. Like God has been too good. He's giving you too much. You have what you need right now, even if you think you have a little bit. All Moses had was a freaking staff, but he was a shepherd. He did a lot of stuff with that staff. He was better with that staff than he was with anything else in this world. He did a lot with the staff, guys. He killed wolves, bears, lions. He fitted off bears, lions, snakes. He fitted off those animals to protect his sheep, right? That's one way he knew how to use a staff. So obviously he knew how to fight with a staff. He could do that with a bear against a wolf or something like that. Obviously he could do that against a human being with a staff, right? Somebody messed with him. Yeah. That's just one aspect with a staff. That's just one. Right? A staff did a lot. A staff would, keep his sheep from falling off a cliff. He would use a staff to put his sheep in line where they need to be, to lead them to greener pastures. He would use the staff, like to do certain those limited things, right? Well, what would God use that staff to do? God would use Moses' staff to hit a rock and feed the Israelites in a desert. Guys, that's like one of my worst nightmares. I hate the heat. I can only imagine being in the sand, like stranded, don't know where to go in the sand, like for not even miles, like for days. Like I can't get to no land, and I just see mirages, and I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm parched, I'm hot. I hate being hot. Like that's my pet peeve, right? So like, I always think worst case scenario. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, like I forgot what I was saying, but yeah, let me hit you guys with this one, man. So when you have put time, effort, and money into generating something of value, you can protect that. But don't let your fear of sharing your idea hold you back. So guys, like so many people are holding back their ideas because they're scared it's gonna be stolen. They're scared somebody else is gonna take my idea. Then I won't get the glory for it. They'll get the credit for it. Like guys, like I already told you, everybody has ideas. You're not original. Like somebody else has the same idea. You know how many people have done animation before? Like animation was really popular in the 90s. Christian animation when I was a kid, but like it kind of dwindled away. No, it dwindled away tremendously. But guys, the rest of the year I'm coming, and somebody else coming too. But we're gonna be partners. We're gonna work together. Like one person can only do so much. It's gonna take a team. It's gonna take everybody working together, right? So when you have put in the time and you put in the effort and the money and to generate something of value, that idea, you can protect that. But just fearing and holding back sharing your ideas, there's no protection with that at all. You gotta see this the folly in that thinking. Like you're not protecting anything. You're protecting it when you do something, when you execute it, when you execute it. And that's what makes Tesla different than other EV trying companies like Lucid, uh, ePing, like all the rest of the EV competitors, and even like Ford, I can't think of all the car companies, Kia, like all the companies we know, they're trying to do EVs as well. But like Tesla's 10 years ahead of everybody else. They've been doing this since 2012, 2010. They've been doing it for a while. So they have a head start of everybody else. So they already seen the kinks. They already know what works. They already know what don't work. They're 10 years ahead of everybody else. And that's the game. That's the game. Even when somebody come into the NBA, you don't see no rookie be MVP of the NBA. That's never happened. You see 10-year people, 8-year, 5-year, like they have an advantage over a rookie in the NBA. So what is that saying? Like you have an advantage over people when you do something with the ideas that you have. That's your value. You can perfect it and master it if you keep on implementing it, right? So take action. Don't stop being stop, resolving to inaction. So here goes another visual, guys. Like I got so much stuff like this. I'm at the end though for sure. So this is what inaction looks like, guys. Inaction just looks like a tree that hasn't grown and it's gray, there's no color to it. That's what inaction looks like. Action is a huge tree with a lot of roots, a lot of leaves, a lot of fruit. They'll know you by your fruit, right? So like, are you taking action with that idea that God is giving you? Or are you sitting on the sidelines, hoarding it, not releasing it, right? So, yeah, guys, ideas without action is useless. So that's the video, guys. I pray you guys enjoyed it, man. Like, I love, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I love Disney. Like, I love animation. Like, animation just speaks volumes to me. And I'm a visual person. I'm a visual learner. So like with my sermons, hopefully one day I get to play all my animations of whatever topic I'm talking about, and everybody can see a visual of what I'm talking about. And it speaks so much volumes, just like any Pixar movie I watch. Like my favorite Pixar movies is The Incredibles, Inside Out, Toy Story, um, Wreck-It Ralph. Like these movies, like they don't. It's just not for one age group. It's not just for kids, and it's not just for. It's not just talking about one thing. Oh, the movie Encanto, by the way. You know, we don't talk about Bruno. Like them movies, man. Like it speaks volumes. Like it's multiple lessons in one movie, one skit. Even like one of my favorite Pixar skit is Paper Man. I'll talk about that eventually, but like I just want to talk about that with Inside Out. Like that's the biggest lesson I got from Inside Out. Like that's why the Inside Out is one of my favorite movies because of the place of forgotten memories. The place, what was it called? The memory dump. So guys, that's what's happening with your ideas that you're not doing. It's just gonna be you're gonna lose it. Like how many ideas have you lost already that you should have implemented, but you forgot about? Is that what you want your life to be? You got to do something with those ideas so you'll never forget them. It's hard to forget an idea if you do it all the time. Like if you do something with it all the time, you're not gonna forget it because then it can lead to other ideas. Then it can help you always go back to the other ones that you forgot. That's what's been happening to me. That's this life. That's what this life entails, guys. We gotta do something with the dreams, with the memories, the aspirations, the thoughts, the ideas that God has given us. All right, so that's the video, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, I already told you what to do. You gotta go to my YouTube channel, Uplift Past Crossroads, right? So if you go to my YouTube channel, Uplift Past Crossroads, I'm also on every podcast platform you can think of. So here goes my YouTube channel. It's amazing. We got a lot of playlists. I talk a lot. I'm about to hit you guys with a lot more videos because I just got to let go from my job so I can just focus on social media like I always want to do anyways. Like I'm trying to get paid for this. So that's something else too, guys. Like please help me get paid for this. Like, I made it to 2,534 public watched hours. So, guys, if I make it to 4,000, then I can start getting paid for doing videos. So, can you please, 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 please share this video with anybody you think is gonna bless? Uh, when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, click the bell, and turn on the post notification, right? So that you can be notified when I upload another video. But yeah, share this video, like it, comment on it, like let me know your thoughts, let me know other videos you want me to do. Uh, you can let me know what you want me to pull out from the movie Inside Out. Watch the movie Inside Out and tell me what you think I should talk about from the movie Inside Out. And yeah, so and then watch all my videos on my YouTube channel, guys. So like, it's really gonna help my channel grow. Like, I'm really close. So, and like I was saying, I'm on a podcast as well. It's also Uplift past Crossroads. So you can find me on any podcast platform just about. So, yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel, I have a playlist titled Christian Easter Eggs. So I never talk about this at all. So with this Christian Easter egg playlist on my YouTube channel, it's talking about, this is when I do videos on any movies, TV shows I watch, and I do the Christian Easter egg. So this wasn't really a Christian Easter egg, but it was. So it's just Christian Easter eggs where I just talk about like all the anything you can hear or understand about God through an animation, through a movie, through a show that I watched. So this is that playlist. So you want to hear me talk about Encanto, which I'll be talking about that a lot more on my YouTube channel. Check out that video on that playlist. And then also I have a playlist on my YouTube channel, it's titled Implementing Ideas, Chasing Your Dreams, Turning Dreams into Reality, blah, blah, blah. Don't wait, take action. So if you were really touched by this video, watch that one. And you'll see a lot of times where I talk about stuff like that on my YouTube channel, Uplift past Crossroads. And then if you want more motivation, you can check out this playlist on my YouTube channel, Motivation. And then also Inspiration. I got that playlist on my YouTube channel. So God's inspiration from God or of God. Check out that playlist. And then, yeah, like I was saying, this video is actually basically part 3 of me doing these 2 videos. So an itch that won't go away. So check out that video. That's my favorite video I've ever done on YouTube. My number one. Definitely got to perfect that message, because that message is so powerful, right? And then don't let ideas die. This video right here. So check out that video as well. And yeah, you see how cool I look? I look cute. That was 2 years ago. Actually, that was a while ago. That's like 2019, 2020, around there. So yeah, guys. But like I was saying, here goes my other social media platforms. Let me find it. But yeah, my Facebook, LinkedIn, Sean Christopher Jenkins, Twitter, Snap, Instagram, TikTok, Trouble Don't Last. My Instagram page, my_day_Bob, and my Tumblr page, Trouble Don't Last #1. But guys, thanks for tuning in. You guys rock. I'm gonna hit you guys with way more. I got way more to share. Let me know if you like my background. Thank you for all the comments and all the support, guys. You guys rock. And please watch every one of my videos. Share my YouTube channel. Tell everybody, watch all my videos. So when you're pooping, watch my YouTube videos. When you're in the shower, watch my YouTube videos. When you're at work, at your job, watch my YouTube videos, man. If you need some motivation, watch my YouTube videos and share with other people if it touches you so much, right? And tell other people about Uplift past Crossroads and your boy, Sean Christopher Jenkins. So thanks for tuning in, guys. You guys rock. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Deuces.